Here is another episode of Celebrity Gist on Fresh News TV. And today I have with me a very important, one of the fastest rising artists in Nigeria, as a big inspiration to the youth. And today we'll be talking about some of the things, how it has been with him and what he has been doing to impact the people of his generation. With me today in the studio is Korede Bello. Korede, you're welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, first of all, I just have to maybe ask, how about that alert?
That alert, which alert?
The one that made you scream, God win.
Well, it's an everyday something.
Oh, it comes on a daily basis?
Yeah. So that particular one, don't come, don't go. But different ones, they come.
What was the range?
What's the range?
Yes.
Like, how do you mean?
I understand people are talking about
Range
30
of,
billions and all of those kind of things today.
Okay.
So what was the range of that alert that came that time?
It was humongous.
Humongous.
It was mega.
Mega.
Yes, but more importantly, it was prophetic.
Prophetic.
Yeah, to be more realistic. As at the time I wrote that song, or we did the song with Jazzy, there was no
alert really.
particular alert I was referring.
But it came afterwards.
Yeah, I was.
And you've been collecting.
Yes, we were speaking.
You want to tell us about where you have collected?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. we're speaking prophetically from people perspective.
Okay.
It wasn't like I was having issues with rent, or I just got a new car, or I bought a new house. It was none of that. It was, okay, what do the ordinary Nigerian people want to see, or what do they want to feel, what do they want to express? We saw, we transcended into the minds and aspirations of the ordinary daily Nigerian. So, I just saw myself in everyday people. Yeah. So it was from a prophetic angle, and ever since then, I promise you, the alerts, the big ones, started really coming up. But the real alerts for me were just seeing the smiles on people's faces and say, "Oh, that song I used to play every day when I was in child labor, having issues, and that song was always playing every day, and God came through for me. Oh, I was expecting a child, oh, I was having a court case, oh, this, that, I just got this thing, oh, I just passed my exam." Those are the reviews.
And God has won in every case.
Yes, in every case. I think God is always winning. We just need to affirm it. So I think that's what we do with that. We affirm it. Okay, God, I know you're winning. I know the scores are in your favor. I know the scores are in my favor. But I want to affirm it. It's a universal truth. God ultimately wins.
Was this in any way influenced by some kind of your upbringing? Maybe you were spiritually inclined as growing up?
I have always been spiritually inclined, but I don't think it was from a spiritual perspective. It was from a musical perspective. That how can we represent more people with a song? That's the question we're always asking ourselves as artists. Like, okay, because I can sing about what I have or what I do, yes, but that's just me, If I want more inclusiveness in my music. I want more people to identify with what I'm doing. I want to identify with what other people are doing, which is what is called mass audience or mass communication or mass, mass appeal. So that's what inspired it. How can we connect almost everybody? Regardless of religion, regardless of tribe, regardless of clan, regardless of predisposition, everybody, young, old, married, single, Muslim, Christian, says God win, and they sang God win.
Yeah, did it come as a surprise to you when eventually, even in churches,
yes,
they have to sing the song during praise and worship and all of that? Did it come as a surprise to you?
Oh, that we kind of predicted that this might, be accepted in this type of situation, but we did not know that I was going to be invited or they were gonna really take it serious. But it's amazing because God really does win for everybody, regardless of who you are. And church, it shouldn't be a religious institution as such. It's supposed to be an everyday people type of
a way of life,
assembly. You know, and everyday people want to win, or they want God to do this for them. So it shouldn't be about who sings. So what is the message that this thing is passing across? Do I identify with it? Then yes, you know.
That takes us to what exactly influenced your kind of music. For example, like the Godwin, we have it. We have Mongo Park. We have like that, right?
Do like
and
that.
We have do like that, and we have it together, and all of those kind of things. So, what can actually influence your music?
If you analyze those songs, you see that all of them have different spectrums or different shades of the same spectrum, which is people. I like to do pro-people music, especially now that I'm evolving. I don't want to do self music, and how I can explain that is, I don't want the music to be about me. I want it to be about people, about people's lives. I want the music to be about giving people something to celebrate about, or joy, or something to talk about. So I kind of like put myself in people's shoes.
You want to touch their lives using the music, instruments of music.
Yes, exactly. That's it. So, but that obviously is from a background of listening to diverse music. I grew up listening to a lot of diverse music.
So the hairstyle, for example, is patterned after Michael Jackson, deliberately, or it just came coincidentally?
I don't think it's deliberate, but I don't think it's only Michael that had this type of hairstyle on.
Yeah. Looking back into what you have at the J5, right? As at that time when it was still, exactly. That was exactly how it looked.
Yeah, but his was a more rounded afro, I think.
Okay, this is modified.
This is 2018. 2019, 2020 version.
Okay, talking about the alert once again. You know, let's talk about when you receive.
You've been getting alerts a lot. That's your favorite song.
Yes, I do. I think I'm tapping from the inspiration. You know, somebody said that there's a difference between an alert now and an alarm. That when some kind of money comes, is alert, and it depends on how much gets in, it becomes an alarm. Are we moving towards that direction?
That's an interesting thing, but an alarming alert.
Oh, alarming alert. That's an addition.
Yeah, but I think an alarm should be like a debit alert. An alert should be a credit alert.
No, you know that kind of alert you receive and you scream like it has happened. Even your neighbors have to come close to your house. And
I feel you, but I don't know what it feels like to receive boom. That kind of alarm. I know that.
But we are moving towards that direction.
We're already in that direction. Every day, if you're mentally there, even if it comes, you're not really shaking or taken aback. You just know that, okay, I thought about this, I prayed about this, and it did happen. I don't need to be overly ecstatic about it. So when it's not there,
okay, you've gotten to the level that you can just receive it and just smile.
You understand? But I think that's the way to live. When you're down, you shouldn't worry about it. When you're up, you shouldn't also be ecstatic about it. You should always be at that middle place where nothing can make you sad and nothing can make you overly too excited. Because anything that can get you happy can make you sad. So if money can get you happy, or if a big alert can get you happy, the day that alert is taken away, or that amount or that type of value is taken from you, you automatically drop. But if that does not faze you, you'd always be happy, because you're neither fazed by praise or
downtown
by lack of having. You get it?
Okay, let's look at your music once again. You've done a couple of songs. Most of them are radio hits, enjoyed good rotation on the airwaves and all of that. Which of them would you actually say you want to see as this define who Korede Bello is, and perhaps also has been your biggest hit?
That's amazing. And I would like to use the analogy of God to answer that question. I don't think it would be right to pick one song and say, okay, this is who Korede Bello is. Just the way God is. You cannot really say, okay, because God did this way, you say, this is what God looks like. Because God did that person for that. Or because God, or the Spirit manifested in David, he killed Goliath, and okay, this is how God is. but you see God, working with Moses in a different way. You see God working with Elijah in a different way. You see God, the Spirit of God working in Jesus in a different way. These are all different shades or spectrum of the same God. You understand? So every song I put out is a spectrum, a shade or a part of the whole entirety of who Korede Bello is. So not one song, not one, whether hit song or not one sound, not one genre defines me. I am an embodiment of different things, but the message is what is really important to me.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask, message or the street sense of it, the commercial value of your song?
No. Unfortunately, we determine the success of a song by the numbers it does or how popular it is. But I think it's a wrong way to think. If I, for instance, Godwin might be your favorite song, but you might just be going through a heartbreak or a loss, for instance. You might lose someone close to you. And at that very moment, you might need a different type of song that can appeal to that state that you're in. Yeah. At that moment, Godwin ceases to be your favorite song. But another type of song satisfies that listing. Now, because that song is not as popular as Godwin, are you going to say it is not successful? Every song has its, the people that it satisfies their needs.
Very well.
You understand?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we only look out for the ones that can make us dance or make us be in a high state. Nobody really is always in that high state. So I think it's a good thing if we can start to reassess what a good song is, or how artists define success. Because at the end of the day, it's messaging. There's a song, even if it's one person that song
touches,
that song has achieved its purpose.
Yeah, you looking at how you have reacted to most of the questions we've asked. It shows that you really want to touch lives beyond just doing music for the sake of music's sake. Beyond entertainment, you want to touch life. You want to give message out there. All right. What would you want us to remember you for by way of impact in life? Maybe you want to project into the future.
That's amazing. That's an interesting question. If you asked me this yesterday or maybe last year, I would have given you a different answer. But the state of my psyche right now is that I don't want to be remembered for a particular thing. In fact, I don't want to be remembered for me. I want to be remembered for an idea. I want to be identified with a movement, an idea. I don't want to remember that because Korede Bello was an artist, he was a mega superstar, or he was famous. No. I want to be remembered for what I stand for or what I stood for. Or I know this is the cliche one, touching lives and impacting people's lives. But even that is from a place of ego. That question is an egoistic question. Like, why do I want to be remembered? But eventually, if you do good, you'll be remembered. So if you're a good person, you cannot escape being remembered. Yeah. So I'm hopeful and prayerful to God that He gives me the grace to be able to impact a lot of lives and influence a lot of people, so that whenever they think of me, they would feel joy. I want to be remembered as that kind of person.
Who is Korede Bello? Just give us like 10 different sides. Who is Korede Bello? Korede Bello is one. Oh, okay, fine. I will tell you what I think about Korede Bello, but I want to hear from you first.
I think I'm a different person every day. But if there's a core or something that drives every other aspect of Korede Bello, it'll be from the meaning of my name. Okay. I think that's what it is. Akorede, a bringer of good tidings, bringer of joy, bringer of goodness, bringer of harvest. I think that's who I am really. And it manifests itself in different ways. It could be through music, it could be through personal interaction, it could be through what I do, it could be through even just me posting something on Instagram or coming in contact with anything korede bello should give you joy. That's what korede bello is. Oh, that's what korede bello should be. Because I'm not there yet.
Okay, somebody looked at you and said, this is a ladies' guy. Is korede bello a ladies' guy?
For that person, korede bello is a ladies' guy. For another person, korede bello might be a people's guy. For another person as well, in that person's perspective, korede bello will be a God guy. From another person's perspective, korede bello will be a country guy, like a nation builder type of guy. So but everything is specific.
Yeah, but is korede bello a ladies' guy in all of these equations?
That's what I'm saying. Korede bello being a ladies' guy is part of the equation, but it's not the totality of who korede bello is. Because korede bello is a ladies' guy doesn't mean that korede bello stops at being a ladies' guy. Korede bello can be different things
to different people,
in addition to being a ladies' guy. So when you say korede bello is a ladies' guy, you're expecting me to say yes, I'm a ladies' guy, and neglect every other face of korede bello.
Now, no, I'm okay with it. As a ladies' guy, all right, a combination of talent, a combination of very good, stunning look for a guy, all right. I mean, it's something that throws most people off balance. Let me hear from you first.
When you say someone is a ladies' guy, you're really just saying that, oh, this person appeals to the ladies. So this ladies find him, appealing.
How do you cope with it?
How do I cope with it?
Yes.
I live up to it. I'm blessed with the looks or the things I make.
And the stardom, both combination, yeah.
I think it is there for a purpose.
Okay.
A flower is beautiful, not because it wants to be beautiful by itself, but God made it beautiful so that it can attract bees and insects and other things that will come and feed from it and spread its seeds. So there's always a reason.
That's philosophical.
Yes, there's always a reason why something has particular properties. Check it. Every flower that has certain colors, it has those colors and pigments so that it can attract some type of insect or some type of animals, whatever, who would find that thing attractive.
Yeah.
And by coming in contact with it, they get something from it and they go and spread that seed or pollinate it somewhere else. And by doing that, that person's legacy or whatever the person wants to spread, good or bad, is going to spread around the world. So I don't think I'm attractive for the purpose of it. I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong. I think stardom, being good looking, being a ladies' man, shouldn't stop at that. When they come in contact with you, when they're attracted to them, or when you attract them to you, it should be something that they're taking away.
Yeah, we understand the fact that korede is attracted to so many people. Yeah. But who is korede attracted to? We'll tell you that when we return from this break. You're welcome back, and I still have with me here korede bello, a mega superstar. And like you want to agree, even though with addition, he's a ladies' guy. But this time around, I'm not going to ask him about who are the girls that have been going head over heels, running after him and all of that. I'm not interested. I want to know who is korede interested in korede. This segment is called the Celebrity Crush.
Nice.
Now, who is that celebrity out there that korede is crushing on?
There are a lot of them actually that I'm crushing on. As long as I'm attracted to them, I don't know why, but as long as I find them attractive, I crush on them. I think that's the idea of crushing on somebody. You don't know why, you just fall for the person. So there are a lot of them that I'm crushing on actually.
Yes, of course. In this very segment, we want to know who that person is.
Do I need to mention their name?
Yes.
You want to put me in trouble?
No. There's nothing wrong with it. Well, it doesn't mean you are cheating on your girlfriend, for example, but you're just telling us who you're crushing on.
I mean, like I said, I'm crushing on a lot of people. It's to make me look polygamous if I start to mention all their names.
Well, 10 is not too much.
10 is not too much?
Yes.
You sure?
In any case, you can do 12, 1 dozen.
Okay, there's a lady called Amandla. She's an American actress.
Okay.
Yeah, I find her quite stunning. She's also talented.
Let me remind you that we're going to do both local and international. So when we start international, we come back local.
No problem. I also have a crush on Chidima. I like the way she looks and the way she carries herself. Yeah.
And you have some spiritual connection.
You might say so. I guess crushing is a spiritual connection.
It's a spiritual connection. Oh, I see. All right, thank you so very much, Korede. It's been a nice time having you here.
Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure having you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that has been the episode of Celebrity Gist for today. And until we come away next time around with another big guest, my name remains Desmond Utome. Do stay with us.